The two packages have arrived from China for the Wanderer. I ordered foot pegs and also the side stand that I was talking about in my previous video. So this one's the side stand that I'm unpacking. This one is a 240mm side stand. Hopefully it'll fit the Wanderer. It looks, on first impressions, very similar. So I'll be hoping to fit that today to be able to get the Wanderer to stand up nicely. Here we go. Oh, that's good. It comes with this bolt here, which I wasn't sure it would have. So this is the new one. It's actually longer. So from here to here is 240, and on the standard Wanderer it's 220. So the quality is okay. The welding, I guess, could have been cleaned up a little bit, like around here, for example. This little bit here, but you know, for what it was, I think it was less than $10, $8 or something like that. So I can't really complain about that. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. So these two packages here, these are the foot pegs. I wanted wider foot pegs for the Wanderer. I found the standard ones to be too narrow. So I thought I'll try some wider ones and see how they feel. So these ones were supposedly made for a BMW GS 700. And they appeared initially here to be the same, so let me just open this up. These were quite expensive. These were about $80 for the set, but they're very well packaged. I suppose for that much money you would want them to be packaged very well. I ordered these with the extra rubber on the side here. Just trying to get this out without scoring the finishing, the chrome finish or the polished metal finish on here, silver finish. Comes with some Loctite. And I'll just take my time here and cut them. There we go. So as you'll notice, this also has an adjustment here. You can actually adjust the angle, which is excellent. So I thought these would be ideal for the Wanderer. So hopefully this part here will fit. I measured it and it looked like it would fit, but we'll have a look later today. So that's the pegs. There's another one here. I'll unwrap that one later. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Okay, so here's the foot peg. This is the standard foot peg, and I'm just going to remove that. There's a little clip here that you can pull out. It's got a washer on it as well. So I'll just grab my pliers here, grab the clip, and it should just pull straight out. There it is, that comes out. You can see that like that. There's a little washer that goes on. And then this pin just simply pulls out like this. Very, very simple. There's the pin. And then the spring mechanism comes off this way. So that's basically how that comes off. Now I'll just get the new peg and then we'll have a look and see how it goes. Okay, so when you first get this foot peg, it actually does fit in here okay, but its factory setting isn't adjusted yet. So you need to undo one grub screw and two other screws. So if you loosen this grub screw off here, then your next step is to loosen the hard fastening bolt inside here. Once that's loose, you can actually move this around. So this comes up that way, so actually when it's in here, you can adjust it. This goes down. So that is now parallel. So this one is now parallel with this. And so I can tighten up the screw in here. And then you can tighten the grub screw. So that's tight and that's tight. And now we have an adjusting screw here at the back, this one, and that adjusts the angle of the actual foot peg itself. So you can adjust that any way that you want your foot peg, this way, this way, this way, etc. So let me just push that on. I might take this screw right out for now. And then I can put this in. I'll give it a tap later. I can get the spring. And then I'll install it. The actual foot peg itself needs just a little bit to be widened out slightly here, just to allow for a slight difference in the manufacturer's hole center. But other than that, that's all it needs. So I'm just using a bit here and just elongating the hole slightly. And then we should be right to put it in. Okay, so it's ever so slightly elongated. That side's elongated. We'll just clean it up and then we'll put it back on. Okay, so we have the base in the actual place itself. Just check that the pin goes through, and you can see that goes through quite nicely, and it's no problem at all. Okay, that tricky part is just to put the spring on, because it does have tension on the spring. So once that goes in, it's going to cause this pin just to be misaligned slightly. So that's just going to be the tricky part, trying to get this pin into the right place when the spring's actually fitted. I'll just push that forward maybe with my drift. There we go. A little bit of fiddling, but oh, sorry about that. A little bit of fiddling, but yeah, we can do it. So now that that's on, we can put our washer back on, and then we can apply the circlip. Okay, so that's in. So the next step now is just to fit the foot peg on, and then we're going to just tighten it back up using this hexagonal bolt. So you can adjust it to a different angle here or here, but when you're riding, it's this angle seems to be quite good, and it steps down a little bit, so it should be quite interesting, the ride height on this once it's on. Okay, there we go, nice and tight, looks fantastic. So that's the before. Basically it's almost 3 times the width, so you can see the difference here. So this is much more comfortable. It's made of rubber, and when I fit the other side, I'll take it for a ride and I'll give you my feelings on it. Okay, so here's the finished foot peg installed on the bike, and then here's the other side. There's a good view of it there. So it's much wider than the original. It looks pretty good, I think. Nice grip, good rubber sole. So I'll take the bike for a test drive and we'll see what it's like with the new peg on.